hold on tight. Lock me up in a cage.
All right, folks, what's going on, guys? We're back here with the AHL Icebreakers podcast, episode 3. We will be doing this going forward until the end of the playoffs. Today's episode, we will review, give our grades for the regular season, and get ready to preview the wild card, which I believe begins Wednesday. Is it Wednesday or is it tomorrow? It could be tomorrow. Uh, but Jared, go ahead and talk about the AHL this season's. I'll look it up. Go ahead. You go ahead and give your opinion. Yeah. Uh, Hershey kicks it off tomorrow. So Hershey and Bridgeport kick it off tomorrow. Your opinion on the freaking season, the regular season? No, no, we'll get into that in a minute. Just give me your overall review of the 2025-2026 AHL season. We're waiting. Jared, that's your cue. That's your cue. I asked you a question. You just completely fucking ignored it. Give us your overall review of the 2025-2026 AHL season. Fucking biased. The Bruins are going to find a way to choke. How the fuck did Grand Rapids was in the lead the entire time until fucking late in the season. Holy fuck. Now I just realized that. What did the Grand Rapids choke, dude? They were like fucking 20 points. That's crazy, dude. Well, Colorado had a good start too, and they fell to fucking second. So, as you guys can see, yeah, right here is you have the division winners. You have the Providence Bruins, the Rockets, the Laval Rocket, Grand Rapids Griffins, Ontario Reign are your 4 division winners. Rounding it out in second place for both divisions is the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, Syracuse Crunch, the Chicago Wolves, and the Colorado Eagles, which I believe are the only teams that get. Well, no, Syracuse doesn't get a bye. They're playing Cleveland. But I believe Colorado doesn't get a bye either because they have an extra team make the playoffs since they have 10 total teams in their division, which you think they would fucking you think they would move. They could easily. Well, the thing is, they have a lot of fucking California teams. They have like fucking 7 California teams in one division. I mean, you got San Diego, you got San Jose, you got Bakersville, you got Coachella, you got Ontario. And I think there's another one. There might be no. That's it. I mean, they could. I mean, they could move Colorado to the Central and have Colorado be the 8th team, and then maybe move. No, because they're all in the West. I mean, they couldn't move anybody out West. I mean, they probably could expand. which will be Colorado and the Roadrunners. I mean, I don't know. Calgary is still Pacific because they literally play where the fucking Calgary Flames play. So it's like, I mean, where they're at, I think it would have to be the Roadrunners or the Eagles because the Flames are in the Pacific too. I mean, if they really want to do it, they really should. Why? Because well, Bridgeport's gonna come Hamilton. You guys are gonna have 8 teams, which means now you guys will have an extra team make the playoffs compared to the Atlantic. I still think eventually a team's gonna get expanded when Atlanta and Houston get teams. So we'll probably see 2 more teams come into the league. I wouldn't be surprised if the San Antonio Rampage come back. Put them out in the Central. There's your Central team right there. Move move Colorado to the Central, and there you go. You have 9 teams out west, and then you can move maybe another team out east for the Atlantic and make it 8 apiece, and maybe promote the Atlanta Gladiators from the ECHL. I mean, that's what they did with the Colorado Eagles. They almost promoted the Idaho Steel as well, because that was originally going to be the Firebirds AHL team, but then they decided to expand with Coachella. I mean, well, remember there used to be an Alaska team. Where did they move? I know they folded, but the franchise itself moved. Uh, I know they folded, but I think like the team itself, like the team of players and roster, got moved to another city. Uh, they folded. They got to bring them back. And they won the Kelly Championship in 2014. Bring them back. No, here's right here. Before the franchise was sold and moved to Portland, Maine to become the Maine Mariners. So they were the eight. The Maine Mariners were the Aces right here. So they're the Maine Mariners. So they were moved. They weren't completely folded. They were just moved. Bring them back. Bring them back. Bring them back. Bring back the Alaska Aces. Bring them back. We need an NHL team in Alaska. Call them the Alaska Natives. Could you imagine the rivalry? You know what's funny is the time zone in Alaska is so fucked compared to going from like sunlight for like 2 months and then darkness for the 4 compared to fucking sun and day or day and night. There's probably a reason why they moved the Alaska Aces to Portland. Because the ECHL teams just couldn't handle it. Well, the Yukon territory. Is it Yukon or you can't you can? Is Dylan Cousins from there? Well, Yukon is Alaska to Uh, what's it called? Fucking Alaska to the outskirts of Columbia, I think it is. British Columbia is the Yukon Territory area. It's it's a weird, yeah, right here, like the outskirts of British and like so it's like center. So like you have the Northwest Territories, you have the British Columbia, Alberta here on the bottom. So yeah, so then it's like Alaska. So the tip of Alaska to like the tip of British Columbia, like in the middle of it. That's cool. I mean, it technically Yukon. It's I don't even think. I mean, it's Canada, but it's also not Canada. I thought it was like its own little thing in between. Like, but there's barely anyone that lives there. So like, really, it's a Canadian territory. It's not really. They don't consider it a province, do they? Or do they might? They claim. Yeah, well, because there's like what 600 people that fucking live in it. Uh, there's a what is the fucking terrain from the Yukon to fucking Alaska that's like dangerous that you have to go with people. All right, we're getting off track. We're getting off track. Let's get into it. We have these are our playoff series. Let's go ahead and look into the brackets here. You, I'm gonna share with you so you can see Jared. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, Jared. Let me share for you. Here you go, Jared. Can you see it? All right, so these are the brackets. So yeah, so the teams that have buys are the Grand Rapids, Providence, Wilkes-Barre, Laval, and Ontario. Everyone else is playing someone. Well, technically, Chicago and Texas have, and Syracuse and Cleveland have buys, but really they don't because they know who they're playing in the divisional. Which is weird because this is the only place that has best of five and like actual, but it's also the only sport league that has these amount of teams making the playoffs compared to well, this was before basketball decided to introduce the play in, which the NHL should implement, in my opinion. They really should do the play in. They should have a play in. That not like that, like but more like basketball. I believe basketball has 8 and 9. The 8th seed plays the 9th seed to get in, which I think should be the way it should be like 8 9 and each team and then whoever wins plays the first seed. So and it'll be like a best of three. You do a best of three and then you move on to do a best of seven the rest of the way. It would make more fun for the playoffs and teams wouldn't fucking get wouldn't be screwed out of fucking chances to win to get into the playoffs like the fucking Pacific Division being ass. You still have a chance to make the playoffs even though you're not in the Pacific Division. So all right, so here we go. We have the wild card for or their first round, which is what they're calling, but we call it the wild card. The best of three. We have Charlotte versus Springfield. The Bears barely avoided Charlotte, so they do get the home game. Springfield does not get a home game since they are sixth, which is the rule in that with that division, which I think will change next year once you guys get 8. You guys will have the lowest seed not get a home ice, and then we'll have every team get home ice. Uh, you have Bridgeport versus Hershey, which is tomorrow. You have Toronto versus Rochester. You have Milwaukee. No, that's Manitoba versus Milwaukee. Colorado versus San Diego. Henderson, I think this is the first time Henderson has ever made the playoffs, if I'm correct. In third, they're playing the Barracudas, former Worcester. Was it Worcesterville or just Worcester? Worcestershire. Freaking baby sharks. Remember when it used to be called the baby penguins, the baby sharks, the baby sens? Then you have Coachella. my ops, Coachella, and the Bakersfield. Fucking what's that? One, two, three, five California teams made it in the playoffs. What a shocker when there's like six of them in one division. It's not hard to make the playoffs when you have fucking half your division. It's fucking in one state. Let's go one by one. We'll start in Bakersfield, Coachella, San Jose, which used to be before it was San Jose. I think it was before after it was Rochester. I think there was something else before they became San Jose. But yeah, San Jose, San Diego, and Ontario. Yeah, that's all the California teams. I think all of them made the playoffs. All right. So we're gonna go from west to east to start off. We'll start off with Manitoba and Milwaukee. Milwaukee, I believe, went to the conference finals last year and lost to Abbotsford, who did not make the playoffs this year, the defending champion. So there will be a new champion this year in the Calder Cup, a new Calder Cup champion. Uh, this is a best of three, so I think Manitoba gets one, Milwaukee gets one, then Manitoba gets the last one if it goes all three games. I think San Diego is the only team out west that doesn't get a home game, if I'm correct. Can you check for that for me, Jared? Because I know Springfield doesn't get a home game. That's why Hershey needed to beat you guys yesterday. I could double check right here. Hold on. Yeah, yep. San Diego doesn't get a home game. Yeah, San Diego doesn't get a home game. So San Diego and Springfield do not get home games. Okay. No, yeah, they do not get home games, which is why it was very important for the Bears. even hear me. Can't even hear me. They can't even. They can't even hear you. Shit. All right. All right. You guys couldn't hear us. Didn't realize it was muted. Uh. Jared picked Manitoba in 3. I'm picking Milwaukee in 2. We're talking about Coachella now with the Bakersfield. I'm taking my ops Coachella in 2. Jared, who you picking?
Yeah, I say Coachella in two.
Let's move on to the Henderson Silver Knights and the San Jose Barracuda. Ooh, Barracuda. All right, let's see where the season series is on this. All right, so regular season, Silver Knights set the franchise record with a 9-6. Oh no. That's the uh. Okay, so doesn't tell me what the record is between the two team is. Oh no, here it is. Oh no. Okay. So it does not tell me what the season series record is. So oh well. Jared, I picked first last time, so you can pick first this time. Who are you taking?
I actually have Henderson sweeping because they did pretty damn good this year.
You think they could possibly go on a run?
I think Henderson will win 2 games to none.
No, I'm saying do you think they could go far in the playoffs?
I mean, they have the potential. This was their best season yet.
On a run? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you. I think Coachella could win. Not Coachella, Henderson. I have Henderson winning. So that would mean if Colorado, we have the last place, Colorado, San Diego. If San Diego would upset Colorado, they would play Ontario, and Henderson would play Coachella. I'm gonna go ahead and say on the limb, I don't think San Diego is gonna upset anybody. I think the Colorado Eagles are a dark horse to win it all this year, especially now they're getting Ilya Nabokov coming over from Russia, so he's gonna be a huge factor in net for them. They have some good talented players coming up the ranks for them as well. I'm going to go ahead and say that the Eagles win this in 2. What about you,
I
Jared?
can see that.
You taking them in 2?
Yeah, San Diego, I don't see them making much noise.
I mean, we've seen it before. So that would set up the first round for the West. Manitoba and Grand Rapids for Jared, Milwaukee and Grand Rapids for me, and I believe all we were in agreement on all 3. That would set up Coachella versus Henderson. No. Henderson versus Coachella. No, Colorado versus Coachella. Henderson versus. No. I was right. Henderson versus Colorado. Ontario versus Coachella. So let's move on to the East, where we have the Charlotte Checkers, who I still think should be Carolina's team.
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
Springfield Thunderbirds, and then you have Bridgeport in their last season in Bridgeport before they moved to Hamilton, and the Hershey Bears, and then we have the Toronto Marlies and some trash team they're playing with. Uh, we'll start from bottom to top here. Jared, let's get this out of the way. Toronto in 2.
Yep. I have no faith in the Amherst.
You never know. The Amherst might. No. I agree 100%. The Amherst we're even lucky to make the playoffs after how they've been playing down the stretch. If it wasn't for the Bears being content to go to overtime yesterday, I think Amherst would have been eliminated.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm gonna go Toronto here, which would mean Toronto has a date with Laval. Let's move up. We have Bridgeport Hershey, so we'll do that first. This one's tough for me, being a Bears fan. But you know what? Bears in 3. Bears in 3.
I was thinking that too. I think Bridgeport can pull out a win, but I see Hershey 2
I
others.
think I think the Bears are gonna upset Bridgeport. The Bears are gonna be a team that could potentially go to the divisional finals. No, I'm kidding. They're fucking losing in the next round. They would this scenario. They're going to be playing. Might upset Providence. But I have the Bears winning here in 3, which will lead us to our last game, last series of the first round is Charlotte versus Springfield. And let's just get this out of the way. There's no way in hell Springfield is upsetting Charlotte.
Charlotte in 2.
Charlotte in 1.
Mercy rule.
Mercy rule. Charlotte in 1. So we're gonna have. So if that's the case, you'd have Charlotte versus Wilkes-Barre, Hershey versus Providence. So we're gonna start with the East now, since we moved on. So Hershey and Providence will start with last. So let's go ahead and go down to your ops, your 2 ops, Syracuse and Cleveland. You're gonna pick the lesser of 2, aren't you?
Man, I really hope Cleveland does win the series, but Syracuse is relatively decent this year at the same time. I see this going to 3 games.
No, this is
Or
best
is
of
it a best
5.
of 5?
It's a best of
It is
5.
best. I see it going to either 4 or 5 games, and uh, I hate to say it, but I think Syracuse comes out on top.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say I agree with you. I think Syracuse in 5. So we both got Syracuse moving on. So that would leave us to Laval versus Toronto here. Jared, I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way. Laval in 3.
Yeah, Laval's one of the best teams in the East.
Jacob Fowler is gonna have a monster AHL playoffs. Unless he's on.
Laval is a team that I think they have the potential to go out and defeat anyone they play.
Is Jacob Fowler? No, he's with Montreal, so he's not with. He's not with. I'm surprised he's not with Laval. He's backing up Dobosh. And he's put up some good numbers for the AHL though. So yeah, he's no, that was last year. I wouldn't like who is their starter? Who's Laval's starter?
I don't even remember.
But
Wait,
anyway,
don't they have Hunter Shepard now?
no, yeah, they do. Hunter Shepard might be their. Capo Kakinen.
Uh,
And the last time the Bears played him, they got swept. He was the goalie for the Charlotte Checkers. Yeah, so I'm going Laval here. I'm assuming you're going Laval here as well as sweeping them. So that would
yeah.
set up a divisional finals of Laval versus Syracuse. Moving on up, we have Wilkes-Barre Scranton versus Charlotte. This would be a good. This is probably going to be a really good game, really good matchup. Uh, I'm gonna say it. I think Charlotte upsets Wilkes-Barre. I'm going Charlotte in 5.
Yeah, I'd say 5-2. I think they can. I think they'll drag it out, but I think Charlotte can take them.
That leaves us with Providence versus Hershey. Bears in 5. Bears in 5.
I don't know. You say the Bears are not what they used to be.
Bears in 5. And Parasek scores the game-winning goal.
I mean, I hope you're right, but I don't
No,
think
no, fuck, no. Bruins in 4. Bruins in 4. There's no way in hell the Bears are going to get past Bridgeport, but there's no way in hell they're getting past Providence. There's a likelihood they won't even get past Bridgeport. So, but yeah, Bruins in 4. Setting up Bruins, Checkers, Laval, Syracuse. Let's move on to the West. We have Grand Rapids and Manitoba for you. So let's go ahead and start with that.
Grand Rapids.
How many games?
I see it being a sweep.
So you have Grand Rapids in the divisional final. I have Milwaukee upsetting Grand. No, we in 4. I think Milwaukee will win 1 game, but Grand Rapids will end it in 4 to move on. Chicago versus Texas. Who do you got?
Chicago versus Texas. Texas. I'll say Chicago in 4.
I'm gonna go Texas in 4. So that would set up a divisional finals of Grand Rapids and Texas for me, Grand Rapids and Chicago for you. We cannot predict the Central right. Like we're just completely opposite. All right, so now leaving us to the final divisional semifinals. Two matchups we have the Ontario. In this case, we both have the Ontario Reign versus the Coachella, and we have Colorado versus Henderson. I think my ops Coachella. This is where their season ends. I think the Ontario Reign win this in 5. I think it goes the distance, but they win it in 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ontario 4 or 5.
Uh,
Coachella is not what they used to be.
moving that would put Ontario into the divisional finals, and then here I'm gonna say right now, I think Colorado wins this series in 4 on the Henderson Knights. I think the Silver Knights. This is where they get exposed.
I'll say Colorado in 5. I think they can pull the distance because Henderson does seem pretty decent, but yeah, Colorado will probably come out on top.
So now that would leave us with the Colorado, Ontario, Grand Rapids, Chicago for you, Grand Rapids, Texas for me, Charlotte, Providence, Laval, Syracuse. All right. Who is going to the conference finals here? We're going to start in the West with you doing Grand Rapids in Chicago. Who do you have winning, and why is it the Griffins in 5?
Yeah, definitely the Griffins still.
How many games?
I'm gonna say 4.
4.
Yeah.
In my case, I have the Grand Rapids in Texas, and I'm going also Grand Rapids in 4. So the Griffins will be in. What's the last time the Griffins won was like what 2018?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, I have the Griffins going to the finals, the conference finals. All right, let's move into the final divisional finals in the West. We have Ontario versus Colorado, and I'm gonna go on and start with my predictions first. I'm taking the Eagles in 6. Oh, 5. My bad. I didn't realize it was a best of 5. Eagles in 5.
Oh, it is best of 5?
Yes, it's best of 5.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't get best of 7 till conference. Um, yeah, I'm thinking the same, honestly.
I think the Eagles' goaltending is what's going to be a big factor in the playoffs this year. Ontario doesn't have really good goaltending. I think they're a good team. I just don't think. I think Colorado will be the better team. That would set us up a Grand Rapids Colorado conference finals. In the East, let's start off with the North. We have Laval versus Syracuse. Jared, who you have winning in how many games?
I've got Laval in 4.
I'm gonna go Laval in 4 as well. I think the Rockets are
Yeah,
gonna be a tough
that's
team.
Syracuse.
Yeah, they're gonna be a tough team to beat in the playoffs. The team I think could beat them is the team coming out of the Atlantic, but I still think the team that's gonna win the championship is gonna be out west. The same goes for the NHL. All right, let's move on to we have Providence and Charlotte here. I'm gonna take the Bruins in 5. This is going the distance.
Yeah,
All
either
right.
4 or 5 for me.
So we both have the Providence Bruins and the Rockets fighting for the Eastern Conference. So the Rockets are in back-to-back conference finals. Will this year be the year that they don't get upset like they were last year? They don't get revenge on Charlotte. Unfortunately. Oh no, did they beat Charlotte? No, Charlotte beat them last year, right? Yeah, Charlotte beat them because Adford beat Charlotte. I think, right? Or did Laval go to the finals last year?
Did the finals?
I got it right here. Hold on.
I can't remember if they did or not.
I think it was the. I think it was Charlotte. I think it was Charlotte. Yeah, it was Charlotte. It was Absford versus Charlotte. Uh, So Laval will not get revenge here because they'll be playing Providence. Let's start with the East. Jared, you go first. Providence or Laval?
I still think I'm thinking Providence in 6.
Providence in 6. Yes,
Yeah,
because this is the series that goes to best of 7. The next
yeah.
two series will be best of 7. I'm gonna go ahead and say on the limb here. I think the Rockets get revenge from losing in the conference finals last year. They find a way, even though it's not Charlotte, they're not playing Charlotte again. This time they find a way to win in 7. They knock out the Bruins, and the Rockets are going to the finals. Out west, we have both of Grand Rapids versus Colorado, and I'm gonna say right here, I think this is where we see the huge upset. I think the Eagles take another step forward. I think they lose in 4.
So you see a sweep?
Yeah, I see Grand Rapids sweep. No, no. I think Colorado wins this in 7. I think the Eagles take Grand Rapids. They beat them. Just like I said, that goaltending is going to be sneaky good in this playoffs, and it's going to show. So I have the Eagles and or Laval in the finals. Who do you got?
I think we're going to be opposites here. I think it'll end up being Grand Rapids in 7.
Grand Rapids in 7. So we both have the game series going 7. So yeah, I could see either team at that point going to the finals. I just feel like Colorado is barely it's right they're on the edge of being a Calder Cup champion because they've if you notice since they came in the league they've gotten better each year. And last year they barely lost the divisional finals, and that was the first time as a franchise they were in the divisional finals. And they barely lost to Abbotsford in 5. So, but yeah, I agree. So your finals would be Grand Rapids and Providence. My finals is going to be Colorado and Laval. Let's go with you first. Who do you have as the 2026 Calder Cup champions? The
Well,
Rochester Amerks.
I've noticed that unlike the NHL, it still seems like a good amount of the time the team that does the best in the regular season still has a great chance of winning the Calder Cup. And I still
I think this year is going to change because this is the first time a President's Trophy winner has had a deep the center depth that Colorado has had. The last time a team had that was the Chicago Blackhawks, and what happened then? But I agree with you though. The AHL usually, I mean, the Bears were the best team in the league a few years ago, and they went all the way. So, but
yeah, I say Bruins win it all in 6.
the Bruins were the best team in the league a few years ago, where the Bears won their first Calder Cup since 2010, and they lost in the first round. The first round to them, second round. It was the semifinals. They lost to Hartford. You got to remember that the Bruins were the best team that league that year, and they choked. So who's to say they don't choke this time around? In my sense, I have Colorado and Laval. I'm gonna go with the Colorado Eagles falling short here. I think this is where they get closer to the Calder Cup, and then next year is when they win it. Uh, I have Laval winning this in a 7-game series, and the Rockets follow suit with their ECHL affiliate winning it last year. They win the Calder Cup this year, and potentially, I'm going to say it now, the Canadians follow suit next year and don't win the cup. Keep that cup out of Canada. So, if our predictions come true, Jared, who would be your 2026 Calder Cup champion? You would have the Providence Bruins. If my predictions come true, I have the 2026 Calder Cup champions, the Laval Rockets. Either way, we're both gonna be fucking wrong, and a team like fucking Chicago or Texas or fucking Wilkes-Barre will finally win one.
San Jose versus Springfield.
Anyways, that is all the time we have for today's episode. We will be back for next week as we review the first round, and hopefully, I think the second round semifinals should already be started. So we'll preview that as well, and we'll preview the division finals. Like I said, this season might end with at least 9 episodes because this is going all the way to at least June, and we're gonna hopefully record every Monday night for you guys, live stream here. So thank you guys for joining today. We're back with the AHL Icebreakers. I think this is going to be the formula going forward for the AHL podcast is we will do a couple episodes of the season to preview the season, and then we'll do a review of the season, and then we'll do the playoffs. So to make it a lot easier for the Caps Off the Chain podcast that I run, which is majority of the year, and I have MLB Hot Shot takes, which I'm doing tomorrow. So Jared, thank you. Enjoy the game tonight. Go Philadelphia.
Yes, go Flyers until the second round. Then they can get their asses beat.
I think what is it? Philly, Pittsburgh, Ottawa, Carolina tonight, and then we have Anaheim, Edmonton, and Dallas and Minnesota. I think those are the 4 games tonight. I'm live streaming the Anaheim game, and that's gonna be a game that sees absolutely no defense, absolutely no goaltending, and we're probably looking at a 7-6, 8-7 final. That's gonna be a high scoring. That's gonna be a high scoring series, and I can't wait.
Any
But
goals for Carly?
fuck no. I hope Anaheim loses in 6. We get a higher draft pick. Anaheim goes back into relevancy, signs Carlson to a massive contract that turns around and bites him in the ass, and we win the next 5 Stanley Cups. Then we can all stop here. Yeah,
Hey, you should have seen how nuts they were going when he had that hat trick recently.
freaking yeah. Let's fire the GM that got us a first round for an 37-year-old. A top 20 first round pick, not to remind you. Anyways, thank you guys for joining. We will see you guys next Monday for episode 4 of the AHL Icebreakers. The playoffs are underway. I guess we can do our chants. Jared, you go first. I don't know your Amerks chant, so go.
Let's go Amherst. That's how it goes.
Bears, 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 Bears.